In order to perform a calibration on your Conspec Controls Smart Monitor Series, you need some basic equipment. First of that is your calibration cylinders, being your span gas and your zero gas, your calibration adapter, your flow regulator, and the gas tubing. Before you can begin your calibration though, we need to unlock the monitor. On our Smart Series, this is done by holding the 4 key in for roughly 2 seconds. And the monitor will ask for the passcode. To stop the screen from scrolling, just press the 4 key once again. And now you're at the main menu here. To unlock the monitor, you want to enter passcode 1. All of our smart monitors come default programmed for the passcode 1. These values here, these keys here, are actually placeholders. So if you want to increase your 1 placeholder, you need to press the 3 key. If you want to increase your 10s placeholder, press the 2 key. 100 placeholder, press the 1 key. So now we've entered the password 1. We can enter that into the prompt by pressing the 4 key twice. And now the Conspec code version is being displayed on the screen. It's good troubleshooting data, but it's really not relevant for calibration. So we can stop that from scrolling by pressing the 4 key once. So now the monitor is unlocked and we can begin connecting our calibration fittings to perform the calibration. We want to take our flow regulators and connect those to our cylinders. These flow regulators have a thumb wheel that should be depressed to turn on your gas. You actually press the thumb wheel in and turn it 90 degrees to turn your gas on. It's a good idea to thread your calibration cap on to the sensor before you connect your tubing so that you don't unscrew the hose barb on the cap. Typically, a monitor will ask for zero gas first, so we want to go ahead and connect our zero gas onto the monitor. The zero gas is actually very similar to our ambient atmosphere. By injecting a gas that's similar to the atmosphere, you're subjecting the monitor to a true zero condition, and therefore you know that for sure that there's no target gas present. Before you begin your calibration, though, you want to verify that you're using the proper gases and the monitor is configured to accept those gases. This is done by entering function 4 on the main menu. So enter your 4 and then press the 4 key twice, and the screen will scroll enter calibration data. And then once we press the 4 key, the value 50 is displayed. And what that represents is that since this is a 0 to 5% methane monitor and we're using 2.5% methane to calibrate it, it's half scale, which is represented by the 50 on the screen there. So this data is correct, so we can enter that, pressing the 4 key twice. And we're back to the main menu. Stop the screen from scrolling by pressing the 4 key once. So now we're ready to do our calibration. Calibration function on our Smart Series monitor is 11, so you would want to hit the 1 or the 3 key once, the 2 key once. Enter that value by pressing the 4 key twice. And the screen will scroll 0 input. So at this time we can input our zero gas. We can stop the screen from scrolling by pressing the 4 key once. So we'll turn on our zero gas. And as I mentioned, the gas that's in the cylinder is similar to our atmosphere, so you might not see much of a shift when you enter your zero gas. But you're looking more for a stable number. In this case, 60 to 70 is acceptable. And that's a fairly good value. It's a good idea to write these values down and keep records so that you know what to expect when you're doing your calibration. And also, as the sensor depletes, these values will shift and it'll serve as a good indication that the sensor is going bad. So we'll accept this data by pressing the 4 key twice, or once, I'm sorry. And the screen will scroll scale. We want to turn off our gas, our zero gas at this point as well. So now the monitor is asking for our scaled input. We can press the 4 key once to initiate our scaled calibration. We'll turn on the gas. And we'll start to see the value rise. And for methane, we're looking for somewhere in the 400 to 500 range. For different monitors such as CO, you'll have different values, but they should be fairly consistent from monitor to monitor. Once it gets towards the top of the range, it'll start to slow down slightly. Usually takes around 1 minute or so to get a good reading. So we're at 400 already, and for the sake of demonstration, we can enter that value. We could let the gas stay on a little longer and reach somewhere in 420s, but that's pretty good value. So we enter that value by pressing the 4 key once, and now we're back to the main menu. It's a good idea to accept the value before you shut the gas off so that you don't let the chamber deplete. So we're back to the main menu. To speed up recovery of the sensor, we can disconnect the calibration fitting. So now we're back to the main menu, and if we want to go back to our monitoring mode, which is where the monitor would normally reside, just enter the function 1 to exit the main menu, press the 4 key twice. Now we actually see the value of methane in the sensor. The value is decreasing because the sensor is recovering. It should maybe take 30 seconds to get back down to 0. But once you have see the sensor respond properly, you're finished your calibration.